Hi everyone, this is Mr. Duty, and today we're going to talk about how to start your commercial video. The first thing you want to do is start with a universal counting leader. To do that, you have to find the universal counting leader in the New Items button, and you'll find it the second to last one down in New Items. And if you'd like, you could change any colors to make it unique. If you wanted to check the other boxes for the beeps every second, that's fine. When it's done, you drag it to video 1 and it can go. One of the requirements I want you to do is to change it to be 5 seconds long. To do that, you right click on the video counting leader and you change the speed duration, and right now it's 11 seconds long and it's 100% speed. If you change it to 5 seconds, that will shorten it, and you'll see that if you go back to speed duration, it made it 220%, and that way it'll go much faster. Next, we're going to make a title sequence saying what the commercial is going to be called and who made it, which is written and produced by your name. And instead of doing that in Premiere, we're going to do that in Photoshop. So the directions on the blog tell you to open up a brand new Photoshop document that canvas size is 1366 pixels wide by 720 pixels height. Now that is a little larger than the canvas in Premiere, which is 720 by 480, but we will resize that by scaling to frame after we import it into Premiere. So what you need to do in Photoshop is find a picture that relates to your product or service that you're selling in your commercial. So to do that, you're going to have to go to Google Images, and for me, my commercial is called The Thread Shed, so I typed in for Google Images a clothing boutique. Now you want to find an image that you like, make sure that it is, you see here, this is 2048 by 1365. You want it to be a pretty good size image, and if you go to View Image, so it's large, the shortcut to get to Photoshop is just to right click and copy, and go back to your canvas in Photoshop and Control V or Edit Paste. Now you're going to want to resize this to fit the screen. To resize any image in Photoshop, you hold down Control and hit T, so you have these handles on the corners. You want to go to any of the corners, hold down Shift, and shrink your picture down. Remember to hold down Shift so it remains the aspect ratio that you like, and you want to resize this image so it fits the screen fully. There will be some overflow, chances are, so you're just going to want to find the part of the image you want on the canvas and then hit enter. The next thing you want to do is you're going to want to make a new layer in Photoshop, create a new layer down here in the corner, and we want to have a color image in front of this that is going to be about 50% see-through, or the opacity. So right now my color is red. I'm going to change it to, I think I like the color royal blue here, and when I have the color chosen, you can see right here the color swatch is blue. I go to the paint bucket tool and I dump paint over top of the picture. Remember, layer 2 is the color in front of layer 1, which is behind the color image. So you go on the color image and you change the opacity right here to somewhere between 30 and 50%. I'm going to make mine about 40%. So there is a blue tint to the picture, but you can still see the picture. So I'll go to about 43-45%. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to merge these two layers together. And the reason we do that is when we import this Photoshop document into Premiere, we want to have just a few layers and not 5 or 10 layers to have to deal with. So we want to simplify things by merging layers. So I want to merge layer 1 and layer 2 to become one layer, and to do that I click on one of the layers and I hold down the control button, and then I click on the other layer. Both layers should be highlighted now, and you could either right click and choose merge layers, or you can go to layer at the top and choose merge layers right here. The shortcut is Control E. So now both layers are mixed together and merged. The next thing you want to do is make another layer, and this is going to be the title of your commercial. You want to spend more time on this than I will, because you want to make yours look very nice and unique. I'm just going to choose a white font or a white color, and the font here I have, and I'm going to type the name of the commercial. The Thread Shed. Now obviously, like I said, you're going to spend more time going in there, making it look unique. I'll just do that. I'll make a line underneath it. To make the line straight, 90 degrees, you hold down Shift so it stays straight. I could change the color of my line. I could give it a drop shadow. Whatever I want. If I wanted to make it look a little more unique, I could do an arching. Whatever you'd like to do. The point is, when you're done, if you have more than one layer for your title, you're going to want to merge these layers. You see I have Thread Shed on one layer and I have my line underneath on another layer. Just like we did with the background image, I'm going to hold down Control and choose both layers and merge the layers together. So now there's your second layer, which is my title. And finally, you want to have another layer. I'm going to change the font, and this layer is just going to simply say written and directed by your name, because you wrote the commercial and you produced, not directed, I'm sorry, written, produced by. So written and produced by your name. Spend some time making this look how you want it to look. Okay, when it's all said and done, you want to have 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. The first layer being your background image, the second layer being the title of your commercial, and the third layer being written and produced by your name. If you wanted to rename these, that might be helpful. Background, title, and written and produced by already has the name. So this is the title screen that is going to go into your Premiere project. So what you want to do is you want to save this, File, Save As, make sure you put it in the commercial folder, Images, and I'll call this my commercial title. Now the key is you want to make sure you save it as a PSD or a Photoshop document. So I'm going to hit save there. And then I'll go back to my Premiere project where I have my Universal Counting Leader, and I'm going to import the Photoshop document that I just created. There it is, Thread Shed Title 3, because I've done it a few times. Now a very important thing you want to do is read this dialog box that shows up. It says, do you want it to be imported as merge layers or individual layers? You want to choose individual layers. And you'll see that there are the 3 different layers that we created in Photoshop. When I hit OK, you'll see that Premiere made it into a folder. And if I open that folder, you can see the 3 separate layers. This is the final step in creating your title. You want to put your background on video 1. And remember that we made it in Photoshop to be a little larger than the 720 by 480, so you want to scale to frame and resize it how you want it. The background layer is going to be 10 seconds long. Background layer will be created first on video 1. Next, you want to have your title, the name of your commercial, and you want to make sure you scale to frame that as well. And you want to make this approximately 8 seconds. So I will change that to 800, and you'll see that when I do that, I'm going to zoom in. You want everything to end at the same time. So you have this background with no title, and then about 2 seconds in, the title shows up. The video effect that I'd like you to put on the title is a cross zoom. So it's a video transition, not effect. A video transition that I want you to put under the zoom folder, and it's called cross zoom. You put that on the title, and it should look something like that. And then finally, the written and directed by, which is automatically 5 seconds. You could leave it at 5 seconds. And you want to put it on video 3 so they all end. Make sure that you scale to frame. And put the same cross zoom effect on that. So it should look like this. That stays on the screen for a total of 10 seconds for the background, 8 seconds for the title, and 5 seconds for written and produced by. It all ends at the same time at approximately 15 seconds because you have 5 for the counting leader and 10 for the title. And then you can begin editing your commercial. We'll use the same process for your catchphrase at the very end, and we will do that on another tutorial.